Hi, Stan Griffin, pastor of the Cornerstone Baptist Church in Exeter, and this is Garage Talk. So you're taking a look at our 1969 Ford 428 Cobra Jet in what some would recognize as a Fairlane chassis. I just love big block Ford motors. When I was a kid, I was about 8 years old, my dad came home with a Ford Custom, about a 1970 428 Police Interceptor. And oh man, from that point on, I've had a love affair with Ford's 428. We saw this vehicle sitting in a barn or in a storage facility, and I was able to purchase it years ago, and just now we've kind of dug it out and we're playing with it. And one thing that excited me about this car is it's got what they call a tri-power setup. It's got 3 carburetors, and that was, oh man, that's just, that's exciting. So a car can have a single, a dual, 4-barrel, all of those things, and anytime you can add more fuel and more air, and if the engine can handle it, that's more power, and that's good stuff. And so this carburetor, when we got it out, obviously it had been sitting so long, the carburetors were leaking on it, so we've tightened them up, and then they have to be all tuned together so that it idles on the center carburetor, but when you want to get onto it, the front and the back carburetor kick in. But they all have to be working and pulling together, so you get some vacuum gauges, and there's some screws and stuff that you can adjust the jets and the fuel float level and all of those things to make it run and idle and pull together perfectly. Because if those 3 carburetors aren't working together in unison, all sharing the load, then it's not good. It'll start popping and backfiring, and it used to be an old car like this would have some hood insulation that would get a little oily and dirty over a period of time. That hood insulation is gone on this car. But when the carburetor backfired, it could catch that on fire, and many a car has burned up from a backfiring carburetor. So all of those things are things that you need to look for. And if those carburetors are not pulling together, you with me on this? If
those carburetors are not pulling together,
you're better off to have just one than 3 that don't get along. Hello? Does that remind you of anything? Do you think people are getting along nowadays? It seems like everybody's at each other and all that's going on, especially in these days where are you wearing a mask? Are you not wearing a mask? Are you walking the right way down the grocery aisle? If you're going against the arrows, all that's bad. And all of this divisiveness of people not getting along, the Bible talks a lot about unity. You know, there's I think it's Psalm 133 where it talks about how blessed it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And then it goes on and talks about it's like the precious oil that was dumped on Aaron's beard. And I'm thinking, huh? Is that it's kind of gross to think about a guy getting oil dumped on his head and it's running off his beard. I would think he needs to shave, but that was back then, and this is now. And what they thought was beautiful is kind of strange to me. Also, in Ecclesiastes, Solomon was talking about the idea of one being a person, one, and then 2, and then 3. For instance, 1 is okay, but if 2 work together, they have a better reward for their labor. And if 1 falls down, the other one can pick him up. But if he's all alone and he falls, who can help him? And then it goes on to talk about if 2 are together, if 1 is in a bed, he's cold. But if there's 2 in the bed, they have heat. And I think, you know, for every guy that's happily married, that's a wonderful thought. And then it goes on to talk about, and a 3-fold cord is not easily broken. So when 3 are together and pulling together, it's hard to break a 3-braided rope. So getting along and working together in unity is critical. I was raised to say many hands make light work. And a team of horses pulling together is better. They have to get along. And all of those things that we can say. But the question is so how are you getting along with the people that you are associated with? Like in your workplace, you got a coworker that is troubling you. Those are things that, those associations, you want to make the best of them you can, because unity, working together, well-tuned. And so I've come up with a verse, and how blessed it is that they dwell together in unity. It's like Aaron's beard. Here's this. In the book of Stanley, chapter, I don't know for sure, how wonderful it is when there are three carburetors pulling together. It is like that powerful engine on the drag strip pulling down the road in less than 10 seconds in the quarter mile. Many, many people are inspired by such a vision. Does that work? No? Well, I'll keep working on that. And you do this. Your assignment is to look around in all your friendships and your associations, maybe even the church that you attend, and ask yourself, am I dwelling in unity? Am I letting little stupid things get in the way of being a finely tuned corporation or family or husband and wife? Hey guys, try this. Walk up to your wife tonight and say, honey, is there anything I do that bugs you? If you dare. Okay? But then all is said and done, dwell together in unity. You will be blessed, and God will be pleased. And it's all worth it. So, see you in church on Sunday, I hope. Thanks for watching.